If you can look at yourself objectively in the mirror and say, you know what, my poop don't stink, then yeah, you have the right to go out and call a spade, be hardcore truth, and more power to you. But until you can say that, and I don't believe any human can really ever say that, it's not your place. Your place is to find the relationships that help serve your purpose and that you can help them in their purpose. Because if you're not useful, you're useless. And I just think that I really think that starts with the individual, which is why I put so much emphasis on men. Because I believe if we as men started moving like that, the women will try to find a way to get into that space and will change to get in that space. But as long as we sit here and we bitch and we moan and we gripe and complain and we keep calling spades spades and nothing ever changes except for a constant circle of arguments about the same stuff. It's literally arguments about the same stuff. Nigga, who you talking to? You don't know my life. And we personalize all of this content instead of working on ourselves. Then what's the point? What's the point of all of this information and all of these people's experiences if you're not going to use that information and these experiences to help better you as an individual? What are you doing in the space unless you want real housewives of real house couples of YouTube? Then what are you really doing? If you're here just solely for the drama, I guess enjoy the show. But my intent has always been to improve our community as a whole. And in order to improve the community, it has to start with men calling a spade a spade. And if we're going to call a spade, hey, black young man, pick up your gosh damn pants. Hey, black young man, if you can't get into college, get into trade. If you can't get into trade, maybe you could be the greatest bus driver ever. Maybe you could be the greatest truck driver ever. Start moving in that direction. And when you start moving in that direction, I swear, I promise on everything, your perspective will change. The people around you will change. The woman that you want, the woman that wants you, it'll all fall into place. But as long as you keep bitching, and pardon my language, but as long as you keep complaining uh, about the circumstance, you never grow. And I'll never understand why we get stuck in this complacent place of, well, I guess that's just my life. Your life is what you make it. Everything that's happened where you are is a sum of all of the choices and the perspective that you carry. And until you change that, nothing else will change. Nothing else will change. Women will continue to do OnlyFans. You'll continue to pay for it. They'll continue to do the N word. You ain't shit. And the reason it hurts so much, the reason it stings so much, the reason it bites so much, because you know part of it's true. Part of you ain't shit.
Mm.
Fix that part. Once you do, I can guarantee you, everything else falls into place. And we could use Malcolm's life as an example if you think I'm lying.
AP, I
Yes, sir.
largely agree with your point. Listen, you can get a lot more success in life when you start picking up the pieces of your own life and putting things in order. I agree with that. Here's a counter thing that I have to what you're saying.
Hmm.
These conversations that you're complaining about, that the women are just getting screamed at by men and all this other stuff, right? Some of these interactions they may be damaging at the offset, right? And they may take a toll at the beginning. But there are so many women and so many men that once they begin to experience the thing that these people were telling them was an issue, and it sets into their mind, dang, he was right or she was right. Now, granted, is the damage done? Yes. But there's so many times that these interactions that initially the way that men communicate to women and vice versa can be very painful. It can be what people consider toxic, right? But there's ever so often sometimes that those seeds that get planted in those people, and they be like, you know what? I hated that guy for saying that. I thought he was talking a bunch of crap to me. Then you go out and experience the same thing he told you that was a problem. And now you're like, oh, god dang, he was right. And I think that sometimes people don't even realize that these interactions, whether positive or negative, plant a seed. Some of the seeds is negative. I get it. Some of the seeds are actually positive, but because of who you are at that time when you're receiving the message, you don't take it as positive. And also, with men and women not understanding the fundamental way that we deliver information, it causes a lot of the issues. If you say something to a woman, right, and you said it kindly, you said it with, intent, purpose, tactful, you did all of the things, right? But at that moment, when she receives that information, she's not ready. She's got issues and stuff like that. It don't matter how you said that information. She's gonna take that information, flip it, and think that you don't know what you're talking about. You're attacking her. You don't like women, and that's one of the biggest things that I see a lot of times from a lot of women is that, oh, it just seems like you don't like women. No, what you don't like or what you're seeing is that men are actually articulating their issues with women, and you're not used to hearing that. And you think that men don't like women. When men love women, we still put up with y'all stupid stuff, even though we know it's hurting us. But the thing is that so many times the reason why a lot of people get up in arms about men saying anything about black women or women in general is because what you're saying, AP. Men should not say anything. You should just do what you're supposed to do, take care of yourself, and then eventually work itself out. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people that took care of themselves, and the whole place burned while you got straight, but the rest of the community got jacked up. So, in my opinion, listen, I agree. You should be a person of integrity, character. You should be wanting to grow, progress, and do all of that stuff. But that does not mean that you can't plant the seed and have conflicts and friction to actually potentially create in a situation where we can actually get someplace, in my opinion.
So you made, and I'm gonna keep it short because I've monopolized quite a bit of time. But uh, you said we love women. First, let me back up. You made the same point that Miss Taken made, and I don't fully disagree with it. But you said that we love women and we put up with their stuff, or so much so that we put up with their stuff. This is where I differ. Why are you putting up with their shit?